It's a sport that has grown exponentially. Now, there's a group that you can get involved with your family and your kids. Come out fishing. Hey, I'm Adam Eagle, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're up at Mantua. We're following a group called Kayak Fishing Utah. They say since COVID, the number of people fishing off kayaks has exploded. And now they've got a group that's great for kids, both big and small.
We need all the kids over here! Today we actually just brought a bunch of kids out. We're kind of just doing a little mock tournament. What do you have to wear today when you're on the water? Excellent. Okay, make sure it's on you at all times today. Today is just a fun tournament, okay?
Kayak Fishing Utah is a family-friendly organization that has been around since 2019. When the pandemic hit, the sport of kayak fishing took off, and so did Kayak Fishing Utah.
Ready? Set, go!
What is it about your organization that draws people?
I think the fact that we're really transparent. At a lot of tournaments, there might be some hidden fees, things like that. So I think us being transparent at first was a huge deal to gain trust with our members. And then about a year into it, we decided, we've got a lot of kids here. This is a very family-friendly, obviously, state. So let's take advantage of that. And so we started hosting tournaments for the kids for free. Yeah, Harvey! Woo! And as soon as we started doing that, I mean, it blew up. We got, wives coming out, they're bringing their homemade potato salad. We're all feeding each other afterward. We all camp with each other almost every single tournament.
So what'd you catch it on?
Green pumpkin green pumpkin Ned rig.
Very family-friendly group. It's not cutthroat like you see in some of the bass boat tournaments, I'll say.
10-year-old Harvey and his sister Hazel are out on the water 2 to 3 times a week. Harvey has been kayak fishing since he was 4, and the last tournament at Mantua, he took home first place. First fish of the day, huh?
First fish of the day.
Good job.
Good boy. Good job.
Yeah, what do you like about kayak fishing?
You get to paddle around and it's fun when you hook a fish.
Good exercise too for a 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Keep all the jitters, get you worn out so you'll sleep at home for mom and dad.
Yeah.
Well, we bought a kayak years and years ago, and we fished around Rockport and Echo a bunch, and I ran into them on the Facebook group and followed along for their first year of it, and I joined up the second year of the club. Yeah. So we've been doing it for 4 years now, 5 years, I think.
What is it about you like?
People. There's a lot of good people here. We have a good time, and it's competitive, but it's also fun.
Yeah.
So everybody usually gets along pretty well, and yeah, it's a good time.
What is it about kayak fishing that people may not realize or understand?
For me, it's that we can go places that boats can't go. Yeah, we might not be able to go as fast, but I think that allows us to fish areas a little more thoroughly. I think you just slow down and it's usually pretty quiet. It's nice and relaxing.
Yeah.
Paddle over to him. Yeah, he's boogered down into the weeds, hasn't he? Lift your rod up a little bit. You're right over the top of him now. There he is. Woo-hoo-hoo! Get him in!
No, I'm good, Dad.
Good job. Do you have a phone or something you have to take a picture?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'll keep him in the water while you get that ready.
We use an app called TourneyX, and that's allowed us to do a catch photo release. It's much safer for the fish. Obviously, we don't want to be dragging them around on a stringer.
13 maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Take really good care of them. We do a photo on a certified measuring board. It submits into an app that takes your cache data, so your location and your date and time.
Would you like to see more kids doing this?
Yeah.
Why?
More competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd like to see a lot more kids, huh? Yeah.
Right.
Maybe some girls?
Maybe.
Girls are good fishers.
Right.
The first thing you realize when fishing with the Kayak Fish Utah group is they're pretty friendly and very open about what they're using to catch fish. Wacky rig Senko again?
Yeah, wacky rig, 5-inch Gary Yamamoto Senko.
Seems to be the ticket, doesn't it?
It does.
I would say it's more of a community helping each other out than, say, a competition.
Nice little Mantua largemouth. Did you catch any fish, man? No. All right.
Every month they have a tournament and the kids get to fish with the adults, but they're on their own separate thing. Yeah, so I'm fishing with them, trying to win my tournament. They're trying to win theirs, and I don't usually luck out so good. But I think Madison, she just started this year, and she's winning the AOY, which is the Angler of the Year, by a 1/4 inch against this guy right here behind me. Yep, so they're real close.
I'm sure there's no competition between those two.
No, not at all. Yeah, we just like to see a lot more youth, you know, because they're the future. They're the future of this sport. And there's plenty of people in this club that'll help out if needed.
All right, Doug. All right. Way to go, buddy.
It's a good bass.
Just come to a tournament, hang out with us, see if it's something that you're interested in, see if your family jives with the rest of the families. I promise they will. We're a very open, diverse group. The second thing I would say is if you're not ready maybe for a full-on tournament, because that can be really intimidating sometimes, we do month-long tournaments as well, where you can go to any lake, any in the state, as long as it's public water, and fish on your own time. So if a fish flops off your board, nobody's going to see it but you. You don't have anybody to be embarrassed in front of. It's kind of a really good way to get into the tournament scene without the pressure, and you can fish the waters you're familiar with as well.
There he goes.
Nice. Kayak Fish Utah's big push is getting more kids out to their tournaments. They've had as many as 20 show up, but lately they've seen that dwindle. So if your kid fishes, get him or her a kayak and get them involved.
We've had some of the kids already grow up and they're fishing in the adult league now. We've had some kids that moved away. Unfortunately, Loomis is one of them. His dad's in the military, but he came back to just specifically fish with us today, and Loomis missed me. So
Nice, Loomis.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
He's lost 2 others this morning, so catching this one was great.
He was due.
Awesome, dude. Good job.
What'd it measure?
12 inches.
Perfect.
And this is really easy for them. It seems complicated, but it's not. You can go buy you a cheap Lifetime Walmart kayak and get them out here for fairly cheap. They get them 1 rod, a couple of lures, and yeah, they can have a good time.
like 15 3/4.
That's the biggest one I've seen today.
She hit it hard too.
Did she?
Yeah, Texas rig on a creature bait. One of Cody Henley's, he's one of our local anglers. He makes some pretty good baits.
You know, kayak fishing looks to be a boatload of fun. What's nice is it can be as expensive or inexpensive as you'd like.
Fish.
Kayak Fishing Utah even allows canoes to fish their tournaments, but the kayak, according to these guys, especially the kids, is the way to go.
And this is a nice kayak to fish off of. Yeah. Like if you got a kayak, I recommend like this or a Hobie, an Old Town or Hobie. They're fun kayaks to fish off of.
I've been using these kayaks for 2 years now on just the Old Town brand. They are my favorite. I've used Hobies, Jacksons, I've used Lifetimes. Once I decided that I like these the most, I'm gonna try to become a dealer and help guys out.
Joe is a dealer for Old Town kayaks. He says there are many different kayaks for many styles of fishing. It just depends on how much you want to spend and the quality and the options you want on your yak.
If you go to Cabela's or Sportsman's or REI, they don't know much about the kayaks. They have no idea really what you're getting. Where we use these every week, we fish in tournaments. We can hook you up with somebody that also knows all the other kayaks, or at least demo one or look at it, so you can see all the different brands. So the main things that change from a regular kayak to a fishing kayak is you're gonna be a little wider. The lengths can vary because you can have 14-foot ocean kayaks, but a little extra width so you can stand on these and fish. So all these kayaks have these kayak tracks. That's another thing a fishing kayak has, and tons of companies make different accessories for them, or they even just make blank plates so you can add whatever accessory you want.
Kayaks have come a long ways. There's the style where you have to paddle, which I could see being a bit cumbersome when fishing. Then there's the hands-free pedal fishing kayak, even electric-powered kayaks.
If the wind's blowing 30 miles an hour and you're in a paddle kayak, you're casting, trying to fix your position, work your lure, trying to fix your position. It's very, very hard to fish in a paddle kayak. Where a pedal, you can at least cast and stay relatively the same area because you have your rudder controls, your forward and back, just like a bicycle, and you can fish that location while the wind's howling at you. And then same thing, with the motor, I can stay in a lot better spot because I have spot lock and fish that location no matter what the weather's doing.
Joe says just pick the right kayak that best fits your fishing needs. It doesn't need to be expensive to get into the sport, especially for kids.
In third place with 12 inches and the biggest kayak and the smallest kid, Loomis!
At the barbecue, all the kids were given some swag, and the top catching kids were given some prizes.
Our big winner with a $20 Cabela's gift card
Donated by Shoot Fish Life.
and 14 inches, White Brown.
These guys are a great group. If you're interested, definitely get a hold of Kayak Fishing Utah. You won't regret it.
We honestly have the best family in the West,
I like it.
and I'm proud of all of us, so thank you. We want to give a huge shout out to Mantua RV Waterfront Resort. This campground's amazing. They got all the amenities that you need, and they've been an amazing sponsor for our junior league and for our adult league for this entire season and last season, right? Yeah.
2 seasons.
Just good people, huh?
Absolutely. We want to thank Jason and Rebecca a ton. They've been great for us.
And if people, again, want to get involved, how do they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so we work mostly off Facebook, so you can find us at Kayak Fishing Utah. If you want to join our discussion group, it's Kayak Fishing Utah group. And then we have a web page that needs some work. We've discussed this earlier.
Yeah.
We're going to work on it, but we'll put our tournament dates on there. You can pretty much email us from there.
Cool. Well, hey, if you like to fish, you like to kayak, why not combine the two, right?
Yeah.
Come and do that and come hang out with Kayak Fish Utah. They're a bunch of good people. You'll have a good time. Your kids will enjoy it. I'm Adam Meikle, KSL Outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.